welcome back. Today's video I am going to be giving you guys some tips and tricks on how to make neons and mega neons 10 times faster and easier. So without further ado, let's get right on into the video. My first tip is staying organized. I stay organized by favoriting the pets that I'm working on, which right now is a heart seal. I add them to my favorites, that way I can get to them easier and not waste as much time looking for them while I'm making them neon. I also name them 1 through 4, or if I'm working on a mega, I can name them 1 through 16. That way, if I'm working to a goal, I know which pets have gotten to the goal that I need to get to. The next tip I'm going to talk about is making goals. If you make goals, it's going to help you from being overwhelmed. A goal that I usually set for myself is getting all 4 of the pets to junior, then working my way up. By doing this, I don't get overwhelmed and it makes the process a lot easier. The next thing I'm going to talk about is staying entertained, because grinding to make neon pets or mega pets can get very boring. Some ways that I stay entertained is by watching TV, listening to music, because I personally love listening to music, and playing with my friends. I love playing with my friends, and I also love calling them. It's so fun, and it just makes the process go by quicker, especially if you can have your friends help you. The next tip, which I think is the most important tip, is having a grinding room or house. This is my grinding room. It has a bunch of bed, food and water bowls, a bunch of baths, and many pianos for when the board test comes up. It also has food and water for when I play as a baby to age myself up. My grinding room also has an AFK area for when my alt account is in the game to work on more than one pet, with a cash register, that way I can transfer money through. The next tip I'm going to tell you guys is super helpful, but it's also very well known. Many people do this. It's using an alt account to work on more than one pet at a time. As you can see, I had my alt account join me in my server, and I treated it one of my harp seals. This way I can work on 2 pets at the same time, which is going to help make the time go faster, and it's also going to just help by speeding up the entire process. The next tip I'm going to talk about is using different types of transportation to get around the map to complete your tasks quicker. I usually use vehicles, but I understand that new players don't have vehicles, especially at the beginning, because you have just started. So other alternatives are using kites like this one that I have, which I use all the time, especially for this new update with the kites. And I also use grappling hooks, which are really effective because you can get from one half of the map to the other in under 5 seconds. So it's really helpful if you're going from, let's say the pizza place to the hospital. Really helpful. And you can also use your pets that have fly or ride potions, because they're usually just as fast as cars. One last type of transportation you can use is speed potions. Although they do cost money, they are so worth it, because if you drink enough, you are faster than most of the other types of transportation in the game, which can help you so much trying to complete tasks to grind. If you're working with more than one pet at a time, using strollers that can hold multiple pets is super helpful. I have this one stroller that can hold 3 pets, so I put 2 pets in there, and if I'm grinding for money too, I will add my alt account as a baby. This way I can carry around all the pets efficiently, and it makes it super easier to grind. I also have a stroller for 2 pets, which is just as helpful as having one for 3. That way, if I don't want to use a larger stroller, I can still use 2 pets in one stroller. The next thing I want to talk about is learning when the next task is going to happen, or what task is going to happen next. So if the main task of the day is the school, then you know that the next task is going to be the park. Then the next day, the next task will be the hot springs. I will make a list that I'm going to put on the screen right here to learn this. There is also every 2 nights, that's when you want to go to the campsite. And I think every 2 days is when you want to go to the hospital. Learning the order of the task is going to be extremely helpful. That way you can be at the next place before the task starts. That way you are going to finish all of your tasks early. The last but certainly not least tip is using and taking advantage of the 2 times weekends. If you don't know what a 2 times weekend is, it happens around every 2 months and it lasts for 3 days during the weekend. During this time period, you get 2 times the amount of cash and 2 times the amount of age ups for every single task you do with your pets. By taking advantage of the 2 times weekend, it will take you half as much time to age up your pets, which is so helpful if you're making neons. When the 2 times weekend is here, I normally make around 1 to 5 neons, and I also work on aging up my frost dragon since she's a full grown and I can get a bunch of grow up potions from her. Since it only takes me 15 tasks during the 2 times weekend to get a grow up potion for her, it is super worth it because the grow up potion still gives me 30 tasks in return to use on other pets. So it is so worth it, and I always grind to get as many grow potions as possible to use on other pets in my inventory. Well, you made it to the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope that all of these tips and tricks help you to make your neons and megas faster and more efficiently. Thank you guys so much. Bye!